70%. 70%. So they're trying to find ways to achieve their goal.
Going back to history, that's where the discrimination of cannabis came from.
Yes.
Because a lot of Mexican was bringing hemp to the U.S. They used to make cloth, plastic, clothes, even biodiesel.
They should know the metes and bounds. They should have their deeds. They should know where to get this information.
And when Nasri speaks about, that we're already behind the education system, there are some schools that they were moving in a good direction.
How can we mold boys into good men? Society in crisis.
That's the game with the road. We probably now with bloody politicians, we play that game there and think everybody fool. Tell everybody what they do, and if you get money, share it with me now. Share it. But
You think they understand?
most of them don't even know where they go on. That's the game with the road. We probably now with bloody politicians.
Society in crisis.
So they're trying to find ways to achieve their goal.
Looking for the ultimate sea view getaway? Then Sea Belize Vacation Rentals and Tours, located at 5 miles Philip Golson Highway near the Halover Bridge, is your perfect sea view getaway. Come relax in one of our beautiful air-conditioned sea view apartment, studios, sea view rooms, or suites, all with flat screen television, hot and cold bath, and unlimited access to a spacious and refreshing 40 by 16 foot pool with 6 to 4 feet depth. So you can enjoy that fun and refreshing dive or dip in the pool. We sell ice cold drinks, so you can relax and unwind on our overwater or poolside deck. Contact us at 501-615-4485, 65 or 67.
All right, good night, everybody. It's a pleasant night here in Belize City, and we are, let me turn that down, and we are here again, a blessed Tuesday, and we have a very important topic, and for me it's very exciting. I like speaking about this stuff. This is the era that I like, so I like to discuss. This is an area that I like to discuss and share with people. I'd like to just give a warm welcome, of course, to all of you, the viewers, all those watching on Maximum TV and radio. Pleasant good night to all of you throughout the country of Belize, and of course to everybody watching on all the mediums. Everything, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, everywhere, Instagram, on all the different Twitch, DigiTV, every one of them, all the different mediums, MITV, I want to say a pleasant good night. We have here a very important topic. For a long time, dealing with business has been such that, you know, a lot of us maybe have even grown up watching people discuss about business, trying their hands at business and all that. But to ensure that business work, there's certain factors that need to be put in. And pleasant good night, Nancy De Paz, Adolfo Garcia, everybody. Good night to all of you. And we now have to look at areas. Our world is not only our neighborhood, our district, our city, our towns, our village. It is global. So we have the opportunity now to have a global target market. Yep, we're gonna use a little bit of, of the jargon, so target market, all right? So it's, and why is that? Because we have at our disposal very key technology. It's important technology. It's the technology that's good, and in some areas it's bad. But it's how you use it that will help your business. And I'm here to discuss that because, of course, you have the different, it's not only, for a long time we've been dealing with newspapers, we've been dealing with, you know, books, magazines, television, radio, right? Word of mouth, friends, families, billboards. And we have not really, we did not have at our disposal other means that would take us even globally. Now we do. For the past few years we have, and those are what you call social media outlets, all right? And those can take us throughout the world instantaneously. So we're going to discuss everything, but let me just start up, and again, just quickly, this show is brought to you through the courtesy of Sea Belize Vacation Rentals, located at 5 miles Philip Wilson Highway in Belize, and of course, Maximum Radio and Television. The first thing you need to start your business, because we're going to speak about how to start up a business and how to grow it. And this is, yeah, and I'll be going to some messages, you know. Good night, Gola Martinez. Good night, my sister. Adolfo Garcia, he already says this is what we're talking about, sharing and encouraging. I admire you more and more for sharing your knowledge, wisdom, and experience. Thanks, Miss Zenaida. More like you is needed. Thank you very much. Blessings to all and season greetings. Keep warm this winter. All right. Thank you very much for that, Adolfo Carlos Garcia. Thank you. Thank you. So the first thing we're going to start with, I can speak for different businesses, but I want to zero in on businesses for those who may either not have any money at their disposal or may have very limited money. Okay? I can go ahead and speak on corporations and large companies, but let's start at that level. I believe that's where most persons are at. So that's where I want to zero in on. The first thing that I always say when you want to start a business, you say, oh, I don't want to work for anybody. I want to, you know, I want to work for myself. You have to work hard. First of all, you'll have to understand that you'll be taking risks. This is a risk. This is not you go to a job and you expect to get paid every 15th and ending or every Friday or every Saturday. This is not that. This is hard work. All right? This is, you won't get sleep many nights, or you'll get only 3 hours sleep initially. Those are the teething age. That's the initial startup phase. If you want to expand even more, but the initial startup is crucial, so you have to understand that part. You will, one, do an assessment of yourself and the resource that is at your disposal and what it is that interests you. So whether or not you take a journal, a piece of paper, whatever it is, pen and paper, you know, or whatever it is, an erase board, so that you can erase up, and whether or not you want to do it on your own, or you're going to call in your wife or your husband, you know, your children, your aunt, uncle, your mother, your father, whoever it is, your friend, your best friend, all right? Or that person who for a long time has been saying, let's do something, let's open a business. Whoever it is, you have to do this part. Because it's all fun to say, oh, I want to start a business. But you have to understand that 90% of the business oftentimes, startup business, they don't continue further. They don't continue further. And that's a fact. So you're going to do an assessment. You're going to say what it is that you like doing. What it is. All right? So when you note what you like doing, go ahead, write it down. What I like doing. What I can do. What am I good at? Write it down. Next, and if you're with a business partner, that individual, you can either, as I told you, write it together, or each of you, because afterwards you're going to have to, if you have a business partner, let's say it's a joint venture, it's a business partnership, you're going to look at the areas where each person will contribute, right? So, like for me, I'm a very creative person. I'm an economist. I'm trained in business. I know some law. And I also like the bigger picture. I'm not somebody who likes the little. So I as much as I've done excellently in accounting and finance and those things, when it comes to accounting, that's not, I did all the different levels up to, the different levels literally, but that's not my cup of tea. I don't want to be bogged down dealing with accounting and dealing with the books. That's not me. That has never been me. Never, ever, ever. So I have to look at what I like to do. Even though I got A's in it, that's not what I like. All right? I just got it for school. So you have to look at that too, and you could say, well, I like management. You understand? I did well in management. That's a good start. Or you liked, whatever it is, you like plumbing, or you like drawing, or you like designing, whatever it is, or you like cooking, home economics, whatever it is that you like to do, or you like writing, or you like marketing, you're somebody who likes to go out, or you like to sales, you like to go out and you're confident and all that. Look at areas that you like doing, write it down. Those will play key roles in moving forward and in your success as a business person and as an entrepreneur, okay? Or as a business partner. When you finish writing those down, do a stock assessment of the resources that you have. What do I have? Oh, wow, okay. I have a house. Let's say you have a house. I have a house. I have a good-sized yard. Okay. I have a house, but I have an extra room. Oh, you have an extra room? Oh, okay. All right, you have an extra room. You have enough space outside. Okay. You know what? I live smack in the city, and a lot of people traffic in front of my area. A lot of people traffic. Oh, okay. Note those things. You understand? Okay, I have a lot of fruit trees. Or I have a lot of flowers, whatever it is. Oh, you know what? My mother left me with a lot of boxes of cloth. Whatever it is, whatever, you will have to use this. certain things that you may not find or you may have never thought could be of use to you may come in and be of use to you now. So look at what you have. Things that may be antique. You may say, oh man, I was thinking about throwing that away. No man. That may now become something of an antique, a collector item that people want to see at your business or what you're going to put forward. So look at these things. Write them down. Again, you're writing down these things. You're writing down who all can work with you or have even indicated that they would like to do something with you, do some business with you, work for you. Write those down. Write it down. Formally write it down. Get a blank, write it down. Okay? All of these things. So you do an assessment. Okay? Then you're gonna brainstorm, right? And this is especially you can do this for any level, right? But I'm zeroing on those individuals I told you who may not have a lot of money or even money to start up, but you have yourself, you have your talent, all right? And I'm telling you, even somebody who is disabled, someone who is disabled can be a huge success, right? Can be a huge success. Maybe someone who's blind, it may be a little bit more difficult. But even somebody who's paralyzed, if they can use their brain and they can sit up, they can still be successful if they have a good team with them to help get things done. I'm telling you, it can happen, okay? So we're going to look at those areas. You're going to look at possible funding source. Who are possible funding source? Okay, let's say you don't have much, but you have a little $100 stashed away somewhere, you know, or you have it wherever, credit union, bank, wherever it is, you have a little $100. Or you know what? Your mother has always told you, son or daughter, whenever you're ready, you ever need help, you know, I will be here and I'll try to help you in however way I can. Or your godmother, or your godfather, your father, whoever. You understand? If it's something higher that you want, you have angel investors. I don't want to really get into the higher level about angel investors, because those are people who would have like $1 million and more that's there, and that would be there as possible outlets, as possible financiers. That's another source of fund. Well, let us continue at a manageable level. All right? Now, so you look at possible funding sources. Okay, your credit union. Okay, there's a small business grant possible there. Oh my gosh, there's a competition there. And there's a business competition, and this competition is telling you that if you do ABC, you possibly could get some funding from that. So you look at all different sources, all right? You don't say, oh my God, nothing. You look at those sources. Then you look at people, especially people that you know are around you. So, for example, apprenticeship, because let's say certain areas that you know you still need to fine tune. This is an area that you really like and enjoy, but you still want to see the process. So you're going to look at persons who are already established in the area, reach out to those people and say, hey, can I do like an internship with you? Would you be okay taking me under your wing so that I can learn? So see how you can be an apprentice. All right? Those are, man, listen, learning from practitioners, learning from people who are already in the business is more valued than anything in the world. I appreciate teachers, I appreciate all my professors, but there's certain things that my professors did not teach me, and I learned owning my own business and helping my father in his business. All right? There's certain things, and I'm gonna get into liquidity and all that, so you understand it. Now, having said all that, all right, let me just speak some of these. Yes. So exactly, Gola. So I see Adolfo and Gola. They're discussing certain things indeed. All right. You have to know. Zero in. You've already done so. You have already written. So you're brainstorming. Ideas now. You have to move to another level. Short list. I spoke last week about imports and exports. I told you, for those of you who had watched the show, I mean, you can always go back to watch the show. It's on Facebook, it's on YouTube, all right? And I know it's on the Zenaida Moya Show Facebook page. It's on Maximum Radio and Television Facebook page, all their outlets, and so forth, no? So, but you can Twitter and all that, you can go back and watch the show, LinkedIn, and so forth, right? For some of you who may not know what LinkedIn is just a business network. Okay, so that's just what it is. So you're gonna go ahead now, and yeah, that's right, be an apprentice. So you're gonna go ahead and you are now going to zero in. You go to your export, you go to your import. I spoke to you last time and I said, export, you may say, hey, these are areas that they're exporting. Leave them to export that. That market may already be saturated unless you do your networking, you call, and you do your market research to find out if beyond what these existing exporters are doing, that there's a market for more, that you can contribute, you can produce for that. But if that's not the case and you don't want to have to go through that, that's an established market. I am telling you, you look at the import. So you go, you ask the Belize, whoever is watching this, because it's not only Belizeans who watch this show. So let me be mindful of that. You go to the Statistical Institute, in this case, Statistical Institute of Belize. So you're going to go to your statistics and you're going to look at the imports. So do a trend though, all right? I like to look at longer trends, but you don't really have to look at such long trends. Maybe a 5-year trend is always at least good. Why you have to look at trends? The trends are important because it shows you if there's an increase in demand or a decrease in demand. Remember, we're talking about imports now. So people are importing stuff. These are things that may not be produced here. And I do understand that they're substitutes. And so that's another thing to look at, all right? But let's say people are importing, you're importing these. So you'll have all the millions of dollars to show that these particular areas, they're importing. That's an established market, potential market for you. That's an established area that you can look at. The people who are importing, the people who are buying these things is an established target market for you. Those are the people that you will look to. So let me just throw out certain areas. Let's say clothes, particular clothes, jersey, sweatpants, short pants, whatever it is, jeans pants, whatever t-shirt, cap, specific types of shoes, whatever it is, you will look and you will zero in as to what is it that they're importing. And you will see that, hey, I love sewing. Or you know what? Miss Hilda and Miss Sonia said that they know how to sew, that they used to work at the sewing factory, but now they're at home doing nothing. They're just at home, they're hoping that they could make some money, wish that they could get a job, Well, this is where you come in. You've done your homework. You have done your brainstorming. You're already moving to your plan now. Those two individuals can be part of your team. Those two individuals can be part of your team. Those are the people who will actually help produce, the product, right? Or do the service. So again, so that's let's say that you're looking at. I mean, of course, if it's food processing, you'll do the same. Okay, you're gonna look at particular areas. So you're gonna go to the import. See what's the import bill. You're gonna look and see the statistics. See what all are imported. I already listed last time different food areas, and I told you that there's an existing market there, and I told you what all are possible areas that you can get into. I don't know if I have time to go on into that, but I know last time Kelvin had the areas for Belize when it comes to the food items, right? But that's already there in the last show. So we were established with that, right? If you didn't have particular areas that you were passionate enough to want to get into, and you see that there's a demand, because you can be passionate all you want, and there's no demand, then you won't get any sales. Again, with real strong marketing, you could possibly still sell those things, because sometimes people will buy things even if they don't need it, and even if there is no demand, if your marketing strategy is great. Not good, great. In your face, great. Some people buy things, they don't need it, because it appealed, the marketing appealed to them, whatever was sent their way, right? And you can look into different sensory and, just how to appeal to people's, their emotions, especially, that's a key area, their emotions. You understand? Their visuals, you understand? So the sensory, so we won't get into that area, but suffice to tell you, and then of course taste, just, you market something, they've never seen it, and you make that and you can show it, and people just like, wow, that looks so delicious, you know what I'm saying? Or you design it, oh my God, that looks so good. So you are going to appeal to them visually, to their taste buds, to their emotions. Oh my God, you do an ad, and oh my God, it just feels so like, oh, I should have that. Oh, that looks so cute, or that looks so beautiful. You've seen people get all mushy over certain things, right? So it's how you appeal, it's marketing. Again, that plays a key role. You're going to write your business plan, so you know the area, what all is expected now. So you have to do a business plan, people. If you don't do a business plan, you won't have all the areas, your possible resources, your mission statement. What is it that you want to achieve? Your objective, what it is, what's your ultimate goal, and the outputs that will go into your product, the inputs, everything, the resources. Your business plan also plays a role. Now, for some of you who may not know all about business plans, there's simple business plans that you can look at, or even templates, there's simple ones, okay? But I'm not saying go out and draw for, if that's not your area, but if someone can help you, that would be great, because when you start to put your ideas, you understand, on paper, and it starts to really materialize, you're going to start to look at the finances, every area that is important. What is it that your city or your town or your village require for you to have to be able to open a business? For example, in Belize, is it certain simple things, right? Certain simple things. Some people, they open a business, they don't even have a certificate of registration. And you can go on as long as you pay if you're in a city, for example, you pay your trade license, right? If you want to, you can also go ahead and And that's for maybe people who just do little mom and pop and they don't have any idea what it is really. They just want to open up and so forth. But if you want to move ahead now and you come up with a name, then go to the company registry in Bemapan, and that's where you're going to go ahead and you're going to register your name. It's $25 Belize. That much. So you get your passport or you get your social security card, you fill out the form, you take your $25 and you go and register the name. Of course, you're gonna propose a name and then they're gonna check if that name is free. Because if somebody else already has that name, you can't get that name. I mean, that's understandable, right? So you're just gonna have to come up. You can sit right there. Sit right there and come up with another name. So possibly zero in on a name, and then have another name, an alternate name, just in case, okay? So when you go there, you're not all flustered, oh my God, you can't get that name, it sounds too much like somebody else's name, and you can't, don't get all flustered, okay? When one door is closed, another is open. Be calm, just be calm, all right? But when you prepare, that's when you will be calm and collected and you'll be able to achieve whatever you want. You got to prepare and you got to plan. All right? And that's why they always talk about contingency plan. Contingency plan. Something else. Have something else planned in case A doesn't work out. Have B and C in the pipeline or have B and C as options. Okay? Now, when you're finished with that, if you want to go further, let's say you want a business partnership or you want to register as a company now, you just move forward. It just means that you will have your different articles of association, memorandum of understanding. You're going to just move further, pay the $750, and you're going to have to move further. Have those written legally and things like that. That's just at another level, right? But for those of you who may want to leave that later on, or who may not even be thinking at that stage, at that level, a certificate of registration is good enough, right? Your certificate of registration, just $25 Belize. And you make sure that you go, or you know what all are required by your city council, your town council, you understand? And you know your village, because sometimes in village you need certain things. Let's say your liquor license, whatever it is, you have to know what is required. Know if there's a zoning law. Know these things, whatever areas that you are looking at. Now, we've come to that area. Understand that there's something called risk. And again, you'll be able to open a bank account if you're at the level where you want to open a bank account for your business, specific to your business. Otherwise, if it's just you, you're just going to use your own bank account. That's good, that's bad. Because sometimes you won't get you won't really get to see what it is that you're actually spending to the business, for the business, and the water get muddy. However, remember, that's why I told you there has to be certain steps and you're going to build from that, but you got to start. Another thing I want to tell you, no matter how much you may want to, don't go out and be renting in a big spot if you don't have to. If you have your own space, utilize your own space. If you have space for your relative, your mother, your father, sister, and they're willing to have you use it, use that. If they're willing to have you use it as a very low cost, again, that may be their contribution, use it. They have a saying, don't hang your hat higher than you can reach it. Do not go and say, oh my gosh, I'm going to go rent this spot. This place looks real good, and it costs, I'm just throwing this out. It's $1,000, $1,000 Belize dollars, and I'm gonna rent it. It looks real good and it looks fancy. No, if you don't have to do that, don't do it. Especially if you don't have a lot of money at your disposal. Start the business, understand the business. understand the business. Now, let me zero in on understand the business before you move on higher. Understand the business, understand if it will work. I told you 90% of businesses or persons who start a business, they fail. They don't move further. And that's why I said start up. I could have just said how to start a business, how to start up. Try to start up a business and have it grow. Okay? You now will have to, you've already done that part. You have the marketing. I want to zero in on the marketing, but it's the risk, right, that you'll have to look at. When you look at your product, so let's say you have a product, and your product is A, and your product has to have certain inputs, certain ingredients into this product, right? You have to know if the cost of these input, whatever it is, even if you stuff off your tree in your yard, things that you already have, whatever it is, you have to put a value to it. And you have to, even your own labor, you have to put a value to it, because there's something called opportunity cost in economics. You understand? You could be doing something else. So you have to put a value to it, okay? The inputs, a lot of people don't do it. I see some people saying, oh, I'm gonna make chips and dip. You know, I'm gonna sell chips and dip. How much it costs? Oh, and it costs, oh, I just have to buy the cheese, and I just have to buy the pepper, and I have a blender, and I'm gonna just make my dip and buy the chips, and okay, and then you ask them how much you're gonna charge. And they charge a cost that does not take into consideration their labor, the fact that you have to go buy the ingredients. You understand? That's a cost. Whether or not you walk, or you have to catch a bus, or you have to drive your vehicle, or borrow somebody's vehicle, that's transportation costs. You have to put in these different things. You understand? People don't even put in the fact that they have to, let's say they have to use electricity, they have to use water, sometimes they have to use a stove, depending on what the chips and dip, let's say they put meat on it, you know, ground steak or whatever. They don't add all these things. And then they come up with a cost that, let's say, oh my gosh, okay, I'm gonna sell this amount. Oh, how much are you gonna sell it for? Oh, I'm gonna sell it for $4. And if you really, like somebody like me, go and assess and do a breakdown of all the costs that went into it, all the ingredients, it's going to come up to more than $4. Right? But they haven't done that. So they didn't even know if they have met what you call the break-even. There's a break-even that you have to be able, a threshold that you have to be able to meet. That's just enough to cover your expenses. After that, you move on, you're going to be making profit. But just to break even, you know, just the expenses, just to cover your expenses, you're breaking even. People don't do that. They have to do it. And this is areas that we know that individuals, sometimes they haven't gotten training in it, but it's, you know, right now there's areas where you can help to train yourself, search for different possible study materials or videos, or ask questions as someone who knows about this area. So we're gonna move now. So I already spoke about that area. I spoke about and I know that I'm moving right ahead because I'm trying to move to an area whereby it will be, you know, at a success area. You understand that you'll be able to be looking at growing. So I'm looking at the starting, and I want to move at that level. So the marketing aspect now, that plays a key role. We have, for a long time, I told you been looking and zeroing only on the market that's right in front of us. You know, our surrounding, those who walk, our area, and just our immediate area sometimes, or immediate city or town, village. But it goes beyond. You can go nationally, and thereafter nationally. You can go regionally, internationally. You understand? So the sky is the limit, literally. But you can get there with certain strategic tools. And some of the most strategic tools at your disposal right now. All right? We already spoke at certain areas. I could have gone in further into factories and different equipment and tools, but I don't. That's if you zero in on specific things. Okay? But I want to have it more broad base. But understand that you would have to move further if it is that you want to move further to at a higher level production, manufacturing, agro-processing, okay? Exporting. You're going to have to move to another level. There's certain social media that is very helpful when it comes to marketing your business. Facebook is very good. It's very good when it comes to marketing your business. They're helpful. You can utilize them for free, so-called free. It's not really free because they're taking all your information. They're taking every single information. So it's they're getting a lion's share because everything you do on Facebook is tracked, right? But they're utilizing you, you utilize them. So that's why they give you that platform for free, quote unquote, but it's not really free. Now, you can even buy and utilize, you know, they have their Meta, the business side whereby you can pay for Facebook ads. Open your page, have an official page. You know what I look at? And I see certain people, you know, yes, certain people still advertise in the yellow pages, and for the, let's say the Belize Telecommunication, the telephone directory, that's fine. But I see some people, you hear about them, and when you go to search their name, you can't find them on Google, all right? And Google is one of the biggest platforms to ensure that your name is on. You can't find them on Google. They don't have a Facebook page. They're not on yellow page, nothing. And even if there's a number there with their name, the name is out, the number is not working. You call them, it's not working. And it's terrible. I wonder if people understand the importance of being found. If you're a business, you need to be found. No one is going to buy anything from you or take you into consideration if they can't find your name. And so it is extremely important that you be found. All right? There's some people who don't like to be out there. I understand. I'm one of them. I'm as much as I've had to win, elections, I've had to be popular. I'm still someone who like my privacy. You understand? So I'm not out there, you want to see. That's just not me. I'm still that person. I like my privacy. Whether we're going to call it an introvert, I love that. All right? But when it's time to get out there, you get out there. So some of you may be like me. I'm not saying you have to share your life with the world. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just telling you now that you have to be able to be found. So if it is that you're selling your skills, you're selling your, whatever it is, your goods, services, those have to, it's always good if you're not doing a blog, but at least have a page and have the services that you sell. It's free and it's at your disposal. You just have to have internet, okay? So those are areas that you're going to look at. You are also going to make sure that you, the vacation, for the vacation, yeah, you are going to make sure that you have your marketing plan, and that has to be highlighted. Why does it have to be highlighted? It has to be highlighted because the strategy that you choose will dictate what it is or which social media that you use. For example, you have different social media. You have Pinterest, you have Instagram, you have the main ones. YouTube, you know, you had Google Plus, you have different areas that you can utilize. They cater to a different demographics. For example, they say Facebook catered to more millennials and older. You have Snapchat, I don't use Snapchat, but Snapchat and Instagram, you know, those will cater to a younger demographic, all right? Or even the product that you're pushing will be more suitable, let's say on Instagram. So let's say it's fashion that you want to get into, or fragrances, things like that, where you can have somebody, they like to use influencers, but you have somebody that can start a model or what have you. Instagram is a good one to get into. Or you're gonna take photos, you wanna get into photography or events planning. That's a good area to just send out your photos and really build up, you know, followers, right? So look at your demographic, look at what you want to, what is the product that you're looking at, and then look at the demographic, all right? Because you're not gonna waste your time. For example, like I'm on LinkedIn as well, but I also do consultancy, right? I do consultancy. Perhaps Instagram will not be a good area for me to be pushing consultancy, you know? It's not gonna be a good area, right? Because that's just not the area, right? But LinkedIn is for professionals, right? They deal with strictly business and they're professionals, and it's throughout the world. It's worldwide. And so, for example, I've gotten consultancy. Let's say I got consultancy in the Middle East. So I was working in the Middle East, but how was I found? I was found through LinkedIn. LINKED, right? LinkedIn, that's how I was found on LinkedIn. They contacted me all the way from Beirut, Lebanon, right? And I got interviewed, and of course, you know, they see all their qualifications and they see, you know, all their experiences and so forth. So they will do, just like how Facebook has algorithms and YouTube and so forth. So they will go ahead, they do their search and they see what it is that they want, and then of course my name popped up. And it was based on that they sought me out and they recruited me. And of course, you know, I went. They paid for my plane ticket, and you know, I was housed and everything. You know, I got my office there and so forth. And so, you know, I got my package offer and things like that. So I went. I was in the Middle East and working. So you got to look at the particular social media to see what it is that you can absolutely do as with the social media that is at your disposal. Again, I always tell you to share the live feed, because I do want to go ahead and get now into, let me just see. I'm trying to, okay. All right, so yeah. So I am going to, let me see. I'm just doing this thing quick here. All right. Yeah. So I want to now move on into, I've already done that. I think I've zeroed in on that area, and I now want to go on this particular area now. Growing your business. All right? I want to go into growing your business. What is it? You've already established your business. You've already discussed what it is that you want to do. You already have persons that are possible, that's a possible target market. You want to get off the ground. You've opened shop, so to speak, whether it's online, whether it's on the ground. You want to be able to expand now. At least you have certain clients, certain customers, you have a customer base. There are certain things that will ensure that. One, quality control. Of course, market. Quality control. Ensure that your expenses is at its mere minimum, especially at a startup. So you're going to ensure that you have a good product. I've had people, let's say they start making garnaches or panades. Not everybody knows, or a burger, because not everybody will know what's a garnaches or panades. Who may be watching this? Because again, I told you they're watching. You have people watching on the other mediums that are all the way, in India, in England, Africa, and so forth. So they may not know what is a garnaches or panades. So let me use a burger, and the example of burger. So you have people now, they start out with this burger, and what is it? They have let's say the bread, they put their mayonnaise, their mustard, let's say it's meat in this case, they put the meat, and they started out and they cut up nice cilantro, and they make this really nice sauce, maybe mix it with mustard, a little bit of lime in it, just to give it this little tangy taste. They cut up the cilantro in it, they put whatever it is, and it's really good. It's really good, right? They even put a little lettuce and a tomato, and man, it's mouth-watering. It's a juicy burger. It's a real juicy burger. They get their wrap, let's say it's a Reynolds wrap or whatever it is, and they wrap it nicely. They put it in a little small brown bag, and they hand it to the customers with a napkin. And boy, yes, it's really nice and juicy. Then sales pick up. And next thing you know, in about 2 months' time or 3 months' time, you go there, you're a patron now, but you notice that things are getting it's deteriorating. And it's instead of getting better, business is picking up, but you know what? You go there, the bread is hard, the meat is just like, you can't find the meat. Like, where's the beef? You can't find the beef, you know what I'm saying? And it's dry, so the nice juicy dressing that they used to, put in this burger, it's no longer there, it's just at a minimal. Everything that they've reduced. And so the burger doesn't taste like it did when these people first bought it. Now you may say, okay, well, my friends and family, they already know me, I'm already established now. I live, let's say I'm by a particular business and they always buy from me. If your product is not good, people are going to do one of two things. Not buy from you, all right? Not buy from you, or they're going to tell you about your stuff. Some will not buy from you and they won't tell you anything. Some will tell you plain and straight what happened to your food, or they'll put it on whatever, maybe Belize Business Review or something, they're going to write up, you know, a review about it, a nasty review, whatever it is. That won't help you. They may think they're helping you, but it's not helping you because possibly they could have spoken with you. And unless you literally did not want to, you know, take them into consideration, take their comments into consideration, you know, it would have been better they spoke to you. I always try to do that with people. And if they don't listen, then I could see why you would move to the other level if they don't listen. But if they listen and you bring that to their attention, and you're, like I'm somebody, if there's a problem with my service or product, and by my service I mean like, you know, my staff service or my business, tell me. That's fine. Tell me. I have no problem. I love to grow. I love to learn. I want to hear people's opinion. I like to take them into consideration because I'm trying to improve my product. And so you have to ensure that you're at that level, that your mind is open to be able to receive constructive criticism. That's where you're at. And always, so if your burger now is all dried up and not good, and nobody's telling you about it, all right? That's not helping you. They just stop buying from you. You see how your business will go in? So you don't want to be at that level. You always want to have quality control. When it comes to factories, and especially if you're exporting, there has to be quality control. So there has to be a standard flavor. There has to be a standard flavor, and people have to understand that you'll have staff and it's their job to always go there and test the product. Test the product. Check the ingredient. Ensure that the ingredients are being purchased or are being sourced, you know, from a sustainable source, from a source that is also consistent. Because you may say, okay, I need to put cheese. You know, let's say I'm just saying a particular cheese in my product. And then when you look, you know, you're getting this cheese, and then all of a sudden you can't get this cheese. You can't get this cheese. You understand? So you have to try and source a substitute cheese, something else. But the people don't like that substitute cheese. That's not what they want. That's not why they even started to like your product. They like that particular cheese. I'm just showing this out. Let's say it's mozzarella cheese. That's a cheese I love. That's my favorite cheese. So let's say it's mozzarella cheese, and then you're gonna come and start to give me, I'm just throwing this out, Kraft, you know, cheddar cheese, and that's not my cup of tea, or blue cheese. I don't like blue cheese. Why would you be giving me blue cheese? I want my mozzarella cheese. Don't give me what you want. You did not start out giving me that. And if you're gonna make a change, state that you're making a change. Have your ingredients and state blue cheese. So that I know, oh, I don't like blue cheese. I don't want that you hand me that burger, and when I go home, oh, it's blue cheese. I bite into like, if I don't like blue cheese. So consistency, quality control. I told you about, you know, we already spoke about the risk taking. I already told you about the risk taking, but there's something called SWOT analysis. Strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threat. Later on, you're going to get into that so that you understand what it is that may be your strength, your weaknesses, your opportunities, or threats. You understand? And that could be a threat right there, okay? That you don't have a sustainable source for your product, okay? Again, you could try to make sure, turn that into an opportunity and try to get a product that tastes even better. So it's how you look at things and how you work it. But again, you always have to be able to have a plan and know what it is. And I know some of these, like something like a SWOT analysis, most people don't look at SWOT analysis. And you'll say, oh, it's for bigger companies and so that. But I'm just telling you that you can do it. You understand? You look at your strength. You're going to write down your strength. What's your strength? Oh, I have an awesome staff. They are dedicated. They're knowledgeable. you know, they live right in my area, they're reliable, they show up to work every day. You know, that could be your strength, okay? What's the weakness? Oh, well, the area that I have my business in isn't the best. The area looks very dilapidated. People are a bit afraid, apprehensive about entering my neighborhood, walking in my area. Certain things happen in my area that may not be the best. You understand? That's your weakness. And you can have more. You understand? Or, oh, it's just one other person working with me, support. You understand? And that person has certain weaknesses, for example. You know what I'm saying? Opportunities and threat. You can look at opportunities. Oh my gosh, you know, I'm close to a school. I'm close to this big, let's say, call center, and they can buy my product. My area is well trafficked, and whatever it is, you put for your opportunity. Threat now, again, whatever that may threaten your business, put it. Oh my gosh, you know, lack of financing. You know, if I don't get enough money to continue, and I started the business with my savings, I haven't been able to. I want to expand. I need to expand, but I haven't. You know, I'm not getting the support to expand. That could also be a threat, right? But again, that's why you have to do an assessment and put things in perspective. You see what I'm saying? So that's a SWOT analysis, and I'm simplifying it. Each business will have the areas that it can put. Okay? Now, furthering growing your business. I told you about the quality control. Kelvin, go ahead and show that photo, because I just want to show you areas. So let me just go ahead and show that. And let me just see. Nancy said team player. Adolfo Garcia said, as a community, we need to join forces and talents and keep sharing like this. Love it. All right, so guys, so you see up on top, I put the export, the import, an entrepreneur. I spoke about the goals. I spoke about the risks. You understand? Loss, profit. I told you about the quality. The quality, I spoke about, it has to be of good quality. Networking, you know, networking is just simple, it's just a term, you know, you network, you speak with your friends, your clients, or your potential partners, business partners, whoever. You start doing that, who may be able to join your business, whether it's a partnership, and you bring people along. Bring them along, bring them along, bring them along. These people might not have opportunities, but you're the one helping to spearhead things. So you bring people along. It's an awesome feeling bringing people along and trying to help them to be have dignity and have their financial worth. So bring them along with you. Ensure that there's cost cutting. So that red line in the middle, you always have to ensure that your expenses is going down. And I do know that when you expand, that it will go up, but certain expenses. So you have your so you have, you'll have certain operating costs that may be stable, and some operating costs that will just be going up. I understand that. But what you ultimately want is for your revenues to go up and your expenses to always to go down. And hence the reason you have to run a tight ship. This is no time friends and family like to think that you can give away everything to them. If you give away everything to them, how will you make any money to be able to make turnovers for your business? So you cannot do that. So these people have to understand. You understand? So again, your social media, okay? Your social media, and I can get into the expenses part, but I'm looking at the time to get further into the expenses part. But maybe for another time I'll discuss that. You understand? Again, you open the online business, that's a market opening up for you. International trade, yes, we can get into international trade, but for getting into international trade, you have to be able to be of a high and sound quality, and there's different areas of transportation and logistics, whether by like trucks, for example, you know, barges, boats, planes. It doesn't matter. That's how you're gonna look at these particular areas to be able to get your stuff out there. You're gonna have that's the way that you'll be able to have your success. And then again, you can go into different areas, whether or not it's growing different crops. I told you about the imports and the fact that we still import a lot of food. We import a lot of processed foods. We import clothes, you know, but at the end of the day, whether or not you want to go large, you know, do small, like let's say hydroponics, or you want to do processing, you need your factory belt, you need to be able to have your staff for that, or you have to ensure that you have quality control. Thank you, Kelvin. You have to ensure that you have quality control, and your team has to understand the value of ensuring that the product is of the highest quality. If they don't understand that, then that will be problems. They have to understand that whatever it is that you're getting into, even in the hotel industry, the accommodation industry, if you say that you're going to offer, you know, a clean environment, ensure that it's clean. And if your staff is the one that is not doing it, then that will be a problem. They don't understand that, yes, you still have to make sure you pay their salary, but you won't be able to pay their salary if you're not getting any customers, right? Any guests. So that is key. The drug people along. You drug people along, right? Those people will start drugging other people along. Imagine you have a good, you bring this person along with you, and you empower this person. This person understand that, you know what, this is their bread and butter. Just like how it's your bread and butter, it's their bread and butter. What do you think that person will do? That person will ensure another person becomes a part of the team. You'll drag that person along and say, hey, listen, ABC, you need to do ABC. Everybody will be pulling their weight so that it's a successful product. Ultimately, that's what you want. You want a successful product. Let me just read some of these, quickly, some of these tips. Yes, yeah, be an apprentice, do brainstorm. Yes, exactly. Adolfo says he loves writing and speaking. And the 4 P's exactly. Business plan. I spoke about the business plan. Thank you, Adolfo, when it comes to saying it's a good tips. Thank you very much. Evanir Mai says, I understand where you're coming from. The point is that in everything, it is a win-win or loss. What is happening here? That no one wants to step up and try new ventures of company here in our country. You think investors are aiming here? I wish to say more. Okay, well, that's something indeed, Evanir. You know, when you say no one wants to step up and try new ventures of company here in our country, and you know what? That is it. If certain people don't want to invest in our country, all right, and I always throw this out, we have to invest in ourselves. We have to invest in ourselves. A lot of times we don't know our value and our worth. We don't know our value and our worth. We are worth a lot. We are worth a lot, a whole lot we are worth. And until we understand that we are worth a lot, it's not going to work. So, yes, we may want people to come from abroad, and it's always good, that extra source of fun. But we need more people to realize their own worth. And the lease says, mainly the taxes are too high now. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. I agree with you. I think that there needs to be, you know, definitely certain of the taxes need to be reformed. You have the fact that, yes, I understand progressive tax, but you also, there comes a point in time when the progressive tax, you have to look at different ceiling, because I absolutely feel that you are stunting businesses' growth. Listen, businesses are still the engine, the economic drivers of our country. They are the economic drivers of our country. Businesses, business persons, entrepreneurs, companies. And when the taxes are so exuberant, it turns people off. Imagine, listen to me. And good evening, Rachel Ann Balaramos. Good evening. She says, good evening, Kelvin. So imagine you have a lot of taxes. So I'm just going to do a simple analysis, and I want to end in the next 5 minutes. So you have these high taxes, and immediately it turns people off, because just to start up a business, these people will look at all the taxes. Remember, environmental taxes on everything. Whatever tax, it's business tax, whatever area, they have different level of taxes, right? And even if you say GST and you have to collect for people, just to add that on, it's, you know, people look at that extra tax. So everything, and that's why there has to be a balance in terms of taxes. There literally have to, it's just like when it comes to people's income tax. Yes, you have a threshold as to who will not pay taxes. That's fine. You always have to look at that social area, right? But beyond that, you don't want to be taxing people to death just because they're making more money, and just tax, and it's just so exorbitant. And why don't you want to do that? Because you want people to always to be striving at the highest level. Listen, when we have cross-country, for example in Belize, why do you think a lot of our cyclists get even better? Because they have higher, you know, they have competitors that's right on their tail. Sometimes it's foreign competitors, you know what I'm saying, that pushes them at another level. And so you always want good competition. Nothing wrong with competition. Competition allows us to become the best that we can be, help us to become innovative, offer the best quality service, be the best that we can be the best country that we can be. And when these taxes are so exorbitant that we are at the level where it is not, you know, it doesn't serve someone well to work even further, it just stifles their growth, and it stifles the country's growth. And that is one of the reasons why we have brain drain. That's one of the reasons we have brain drain, because highly skilled people may say, hey, you're really stifling me with all these, I'm going to go further where that's not the case. And then we have brain drain. So let's look at that. So I don't want to go further, because I could go on and on. This is my area. You know, I can teach it. I'm a practitioner in the area. This is an area that I love, and so I can speak a lot more. But I just want to throw those areas for you to at least get some understanding. And I'll have another show at some point just to probably fine-tune certain areas. But for now, do like do the thing I've told you. Get a journal or get a pen of paper or your erase board and start to make an assessment of the resources at your disposal to start up your business and to ensure that it can grow at the highest level that it can be. So with that said, I want to say, and listen, I've always been somebody who, you know, like it's not easy. Businesses, it's tough. And I think that, for example, some people will know about this term, you know, like, for example, some people have had to resort to certain things. If you have a loan, for example, I'm going to speak about this term under deposit. Because it's so relevant here. What is it? It's simple. It's simply if you have your bills to pay. Let's say you have a loan to pay. You have a loan. And your loan is something that was to always, every month, payments are to go out, right? And so your money normally goes to the bank, and that certain deductions are made straight from the bank or from wherever from your money. Let's say you're a business, or let's say you own a small business, or you're just a regular person at home doing your thing. But your money is to go to the bank, and the bank is to automatically take out money from your deposit, right? Right? You're to go and pay that money, but the bank is to take that. Let's say that's for your mortgage. Let's say your car loan. Let's say your business loan. Whatever it is, whatever that it is that you offer. You know, you're paying towards salaries, whatever. You have to ensure, no salaries, but your car note, your mortgage, you know, your business loan, whatever. That money that goes to the bank should go to the bank. If you're forced to ensure, and this is something that people don't understand, you have to remain liquid. You have to remain liquid. So what are you going to do to remain liquid? You can say, hey, listen, all my money will go to the bank, and the bank will get all of it, pay towards my mortgage, pay towards my car loan payment, pay towards my, whatever it is that you owe, whatever loan, business loan. Or you're going to say, hey, I have a business, I have a small business, I have family to take care of, I need to eat. No money is coming in, I need to eat. So whatever money that you have, what are you going to do? You're not going to have that money go to the bank. You're going to hold on to some of that money, and that's why they call it under deposit. You're going to hold on. So your finance person, for example, if you have a finance person or an accountant or an office manager, that person is going to hold on to that money so it doesn't go over, it's not deposited over to the bank. It's held on, portion of it is held on, and that's when you're going to take that money and you're going to pay your staff, your light bill, your water bill, you know, your telephone bill so they don't cut you out, your Wi-Fi, your expenses that you owe for the trucker or whatever materials, so that your business doesn't fold, your business doesn't go in, you don't get bankrupt. That is under deposited. That is it. You hold on to money, pay your bills, your accountant, your whoever holds on to that money, and they continue paying the bill so that you can continue progressing and continue being liquid. Otherwise, you will be bankrupt, your business will go in. I think just about every business person at some point or another, or every mother or father, head of a household, have had to do that, or entity have had to do that, just to not look bad, just to not have their business fold, just to not go bankrupt, be declared bankrupt, just to be liquid. And that's why I told you at the beginning, the best person to teach you business are practitioners, because they will tell you that you can have a long list of assets, a whole long list of assets, and that assets, let's say, is worth $1 million. But when you have to be paying your debtors, your suppliers, your staff, all the utility companies, everybody, and you don't have money. You don't have money, and everybody's calling on you to pay. You don't have the cash flow. You're not liquid. That spells trouble. You can be declared bankrupt. Your business can fold. It can go in. You can lose your house. Everything under the sun can happen. You understand? Your staff start protesting. Trust me. So that is pretty much it. It's tough, but sometimes there's certain measures that you have to do to carry on a business or an entity or an organization. And hence the reason why I told you, whatever you get into, you have to be able to know that what it is that you're getting yourself into, so that you don't find yourself that you're really struggling if you don't have to. If there's a demand, know if it's a strong demand, if it's a sustainable demand, if you will have to do your due diligence. Okay? So anyway, with that said, I want to just tell you that I want to have more of these particular shows, because I just feel that people need to understand that you don't have to depend on government for everything. Life isn't getting easier. You have to make your opportunities. You have to make your opportunities. It's up to you to make opportunities. Nobody's going to help you, but you are going to help yourself. Okay? So I want to thank Ben Ruiz and Michael Salazar in the Maximum Radio and Television Studio. Thank you guys for bringing this live broadcast to everybody throughout the country, and of course on all your different avenues. You're on a whole lot of different avenues, and anybody see my flyer, you will see that they are on just about everything. And so I want to thank Maximum Radio and Television. Thank you very much, guys. I want to thank you, the viewers, for always tuning in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Thank you very much. I want to thank, of course, my master control operator in studio, Kelvin LeBron Moya Flowers. Thank you very much, my son. You are a complete and a wonderful help as usual. Thank you. I appreciate you and I love you. And I want to say, if you haven't visited Sea Belize Vacation Rentals, that's located at 5 miles Philip Golson Highway, near the Hanover Bridge, right at the perimeter of Belize City in the country of Belize, in Central America and mainland Central America. Now is the time to do so. We have beautiful, awesome vacation rentals with this awesome sea view because it overlooks the sea, right? And of course, it has this big pool. It's a 40 feet by 16 foot pool, 6 feet deep, almost 4 feet at the other end. So it's beautiful. It's an infinity pool. So it's just awesome. It's just a beautiful pool, and it's relaxing and refreshing. And visit there. Have any of your loved ones coming in, have them rent. The number is 501-615-4465, 67 or 85, and the website is www.seecbelizevacation.com. So thank you very much. Good night, everybody. It's been lovely. I love you all, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Kelvin, take it away.
Looking for the ultimate sea view getaway? Then Sea Belize Vacation Rentals and Tours, located at 5 miles Philip Golson Highway near the Hanover Bridge, is your perfect sea view getaway. Come relax in one of our beautiful air-conditioned sea view apartment, studios, sea view rooms, or suites, all with flat screen television, hot and cold bath, and unlimited access to our spacious and refreshing 40 by 16 foot pool with 6 to 4 feet depth. So you can enjoy that fun and refreshing dive or dip in the pool. We sell ice cold drinks so you can relax and unwind on our overwater or poolside decks. Contact us at 501-615-4485, 65 or 67.